You are now entering the Nintendo Power Zone. Now you're podcasting with power.
Welcome to the Nintendo Power Zone, guys. It's your boy, Nice1983 with another breakdown video, and today was the Pokemon Direct, and a whole lot got unveiled, and there were some huge announcements for both the 3DS and the Nintendo Switch. So let's just go ahead and start this breakdown where they started. Pokken Tournament DX. Mario After Party and myself speculated on this in our E3 prediction episode, and we were 100% right. So you can go ahead and chalk up another accurate prediction for the Nintendo Power Zone crew. And this title is finally getting the refresh it deserves on the Nintendo Switch. And I cannot believe it. Pokken Tournament DX Edition, a brand new live action trailer got released for this game, and it's great. It's in line with all the live action trailers they had back in 2016. And what this means is that hopefully a new community can be built around an amazing fighting game. Pokken Tournament, for me, was the best fighting game to come out in 2016. It was better than Street Fighter V. It was better than King of Fighters. Was the best fighting game of 2016. And now it's getting the deluxe treatment, or as they're calling it here, the DX treatment. And that means it can reach a wider audience. But this isn't just your basic port, man. We're getting 5 new characters to the roster. 4 of them are the DLC characters that we had from the Arcade Edition in Japan. So there's going to be Darkrai, Empoleon, Scizor, and Croagunk. But there's also one Switch exclusive character with Decidueye, the fully evolved version of Rowlet in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So that's huge because now they're adding a character to the roster that is pretty new. This character's only been out for almost a year. It hasn't even been a full year yet. So this is an awesome addition to Pokken Tournament, and I am super excited. So all the awesome game modes that we had in the Wii U edition are going to be coming back. We're going to have the online rank matches, friend-only matches, and we're getting one new mode with 3-on-3 battles. And this is going to probably lead to some really, really chaotic fun. They also showed a split Joy-Con control option. So when you put this thing in tabletop mode, somebody else gets a Joy-Con, 2 players on the same console in tabletop mode. So that's pretty cool. But they didn't say whether or not if the Pokken Tournament controller is going to be compatible with this Switch edition of Pokken Tournament. I would venture to say that it is because it does plug in via USB, and as long as you're in docked mode, you can most likely use this control scheme, but it would be a missed opportunity if they were going to not allow for that control scheme, or at least make some kind of wireless version of this controller so that people can play that way. But I would venture to say if you've bought this controller, you're probably safe in the fact that it will work with this version of the Pokken Tournament game. They also gave us a release date, September 22nd, but that's not the only thing they gave us. They also said that there's going to be a Pokken Tournament Invitational at this year's E3, making it the 3rd tournament added to this year's Nintendo E3 roster, joining Splatoon 2, the World Inkling Invitational, and the ARMS Open Invitational. So this is 3 huge games on Nintendo's docket, and all of them are directly aimed at esports. And this shows Nintendo's huge commitment to competitive gaming in ways that I didn't even think they were capable of. So I'm very excited to watch all of these tournaments, and especially with the level of depth that Pokken Tournament has as a fighting game, I am super excited to watch that tournament. Trojan Horse into the Pokken Tournament DX trailer, we got the reveal of Pokemon Stars, or Pokemon Twilight, so to speak. These are 2 new games in the main series, and they're going to be called Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and they are new alternate versions of Pokemon Sun and Moon, according to Masuda-san. And in this trailer, we got to see new forms of Solgaleo and Lunala, and if you look really closely at them, they somehow look like they fused with Zygarde, but not a whole lot was shown in the trailer. But we did get an official release date for the game, and that's going to be coming out November 17th of this year for the Nintendo 2DS and 3DS. So yes, they're not going ahead and moving on to the new system, but I really didn't expect them to. The Switch is really new. We're only in the 3rd month of the Switch, and Game Freak and the Pokemon Company have a tendency to not transition very quickly to the newer hardware. So this is very much in line of when they released Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 for the DS instead of moving it up to the 3DS. So it's not a big deal. I mean, it's kind of a little bummer, but I mean, we're getting a new version of Pokemon Sun and Moon. I think that's what's really important here. We did see a few other things in the trailer, like new versions of the trainer character and an all-new version of the Z-Ring, and it's all black, and that looked epic. We don't know if it's going to be any different mechanically to the standard white Z-Ring, but it looked really cool, and I'm very excited to see what, if anything, changes with that new Z-Ring. And finally, with this game, they said they're going to have a playable demo at E3, and they were going to showcase it during Nintendo's Treehouse Live event. So that is very cool. There was one more announcement that they gave us during this Nintendo Direct, and that would be Pokemon Gold and Silver are going to be launching on the 3DS Virtual Console, and they're going to be fully compatible with the Nintendo 3DS's capabilities. So you're going to be able to battle and trade wirelessly, and the game will be fully functional with Pokemon Bank. They also announced the release date for this game, and it's also going to be on September 22nd, the same day as Pokken Tournament DX. So guys, so much awesome information there. The Pokemon Company and Nintendo had a lot of great announcements today, and I'm excited. These are all fantastic looking games. Plus, there's a chance to re-explore the Alola region, and while I do feel a little twinge of disappointment that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon aren't launching on the Switch, I can't say that I'm surprised. Like I said, Game Freak is always a little slow on the ball when it comes to transitioning between the older and newer hardware, but we're getting Pokemon on the Switch with Pokken Tournament, and that's a new opportunity for an amazing fighting game to get new life on a much more popular console than the Wii U. And finally, the Virtual Console versions of Gold and Silver. These are two of the best games in Pokemon's 21-year history. We have a lot to look forward to as Pokemon fans, and I am personally super excited, and I am extra hyped for E3 right now. But guys, it's time for me to go ahead and get out of your hair. As always, before I let you go, gotta hit you up with the social media links. You can hit me up on Twitter at Nice193 or at NPowerZone. You can email me at nice193@gmail.com. You can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Nintendo PowerZone. If you're a fan of the Nintendo PowerZone podcast, you can always download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio, or you can watch us right here on YouTube Live, youtube.com/user/thearticle, THAARTICLE. And guys, we always have brand new breakdown videos whenever awesome information like this happens, so you can go ahead and watch these breakdown videos right here as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Deuces.